Friends, welcome to our flower communion. Brenda will open this. I'd like the service to begin, and let's be quiet and listen. Be quiet and listen to Brenda's beautiful Rimsky-Korsakov piece, Hymn to the Sun. Thank you, Brenda. That was gorgeous. Welcome, everyone, to this day, to this morning, and to this opportunity to be together in community, which is a time of joy and comfort, learning, spiritual growth, and today, flowers. This Unitarian Universalist congregation is a place where we come to learn more about being human. We're not here because we figured it all out or because we think we've got it right. We come to learn more about being in relationship together, how to listen, how to forgive, how to be vulnerable without breaking, how to be thankful, how to enjoy the beauty of the earth, and how to create trust and compassion as a family, this UUFF family. My name is Reverend Renee Jansky, and I'm your music director, soon to be associate minister here at UUFF. If you're interested, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm going to cry. Okay. If you're interested in getting involved with any of our programs, please reach out to me or Fawn or anyone else here in leadership. Unitarian Universalist is a liberal religious tradition that values freedom in religious thought. We uphold the beauty of our interconnections to each other, to all of life, and to the universe in which we exist. UUs choose to affirm love and hope as we journey together in community. So we welcome you, whoever you are in this moment and wherever you are in your spiritual journey. We're so glad you've chosen to be with us today. Please don't hesitate to ask the greeters or ushers for assistance if you have any questions or you need hearing assistance or would like to fill out a visitor's card. If you have joys or concerns you wish to share, you're welcome to fill out one of the yellow Joys and Concerns cards that's in the seat back in front of you. Now, today, you can drop these into the offering basket and they'll be read later in the service. We won't process up today and drop stones. So, this is your chance. If you want to put something in the joys and concerns, drop it in the offering basket. Now, folks on Facebook, if you would like to share our joys and concerns today, please go ahead. You can start now and jot your joys and concerns down in the chat. If you're new to us or simply want more information, please fill out one of the white cards in the seat back in front of you, and you can join our Rockin' weekly email list that Fawn lovingly compiles and sends out on Wednesdays. I would never know what was going on if it wasn't for that email. Because we are a fellowship of action and activities. Upcoming events and activities may be found in the weekly email or on our website, and Jean will highlight a few of those at the end of service. I'd like to remind you to please turn the sound off on your cell phones, no cell phone solos, and let's move in today's historic, beautiful service with a heart of learning, willing to be authentic with each other, honest within ourselves, and opening to connection in all its forms. Jean will give our opening words today.
It is our Flower Communion service. It also happens to be Mother's Day. We're not going to focus on mothers the whole service, but we wanted to acknowledge that it is Mother's Day. It's complicated. Our mothers are perhaps the person in the world we're closest to and the person who can most drive us crazy in the world. I found this reading I'd like to share called The Complexity of Motherhood, written by a Unitarian Universalist minister. On Mother's Day, let us mark how beautiful and complex it can be to mother and to be mothered. To those who have mothered, we thank you. To those who rejoice in the work, the role, the presence of mothering and mothers, we celebrate with you. To those who are in the thick of parenting children of any age, we appreciate you. To those who have experienced the loss of a child, we mourn with you. To those who have lost their mothers, we grieve with you. To those who have endured abuse at the hands of their mothers, we acknowledge you. To those who experience pain at the marking of this day, we witness you. To those who are single moms, grandmoms, stepmoms, foster moms, adoptive moms, mentor moms, honorary moms, and spiritual moms, we need you. And to those who are pregnant with new life, both expected and surprising, we anticipate with you. May we reflect with gratitude on the wide spectrum of mothering that happens in our lives and in our communities. I'll take that as an amen. Amen. From the mouth of babes. On to Flower Communion. Thank you, by the way, everyone who brought flowers, so beautiful. And this painting here, brought by Bill Nichols and shared with us. Thank you, Bill. So this is the 100th anniversary of the Flower Communion service. It was started by a man named Norbert Chopek. And I want to read to you the prayer he read at the very first Flower Communion. They called it Flower Celebration because they thought the word communion sounded too Catholic. And many of them were refugees from Catholicism. And it's number 723. We've changed the wording slightly to update it, but 99%, his words here. In the name of Providence, which implants in the seed the future of the flower, and in our hearts the longing for people to live in harmony. In the name of the highest, in whom we move and who makes the mother and father, the brother and sister, lover and loner, what they are. In the name of sages and great religious leaders who sacrifice their lives to hasten the coming of the age of mutual respect. Let us renew our resolution sincerely to be real brothers and sisters, regardless of any kind of bar which estranges us from each other. In this holy resolve, may we be strengthened, knowing that we are one family, that one Spirit, the Spirit of love, unites us, and endeavor for a more perfect and more joyful life. Amen. Mark Smith will now lead us in the lighting of the chalice.
Good morning. My name is Mark Smith, and please let's all say together the words of the chalice lighting.
Love is the spirit of this community, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and truth, and to help one another. Thus do we covenant together.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Let's all rise in body or spirit as you are able and sing our UU national anthem, Spirit of Life. Sing it again. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blowing the wind, rising the sea. Moving the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Oh, that was beautiful. You may be seated. And now Jules will bring a reading to us.
Good morning, everybody. Hi, I'm Jules Taylor. And I'd like to read you this poem called For the Flowers Have the Gift of Language. Speak, flowers, speak. Why do you say nothing? The flowers have the gift of language. In the meadow, they speak of freedom, creating patterns wild and free, as no gardener could match. In the forest, they nestle, snug carpets under the roof of leaf and branch, making a rug of such softness. At the end tip of branches, they cling briefly before bursting into fruit, sweet to taste. Flowers, can you not speak to our sadness? and hope to our fear? Can you not say how it is with you, that you color the darkest corner? The flowers have the gift of language. At the occasion of birth, they are buds upon bursting. At the ceremony of love, they unite lovers in beauty. And at the occasion of death, they remind us how lovely life is. Oh, would that you had voice, silent messengers of hope. Would that you could tell us how you feel, arrayed in such beauty. The flowers have the gift of language. In the dark depths of the death camp, they speak of life. In the face of cruelty, they speak of courage. In the experience of ugliness, they bespeak the persistence of beauty. Speak, messengers, speak, for that we would hear your message. Speak, messengers, speak, for that we need to hear what you would say. For the flowers have the gift of language. They transport the human voice on the winds of beauty. They lift the melody of song to our ears. They paint through the eye and the hand of the artist. Their fragrance binds us to the sweet-smelling earth. May the blessing of the flowers be upon you. May their beauty beckon you each morning, their loveliness lure to you each day, and their tenderness caress you each night. May their delicate petals make you gentle, their eyes make you aware. May their stems make you sturdy, and their reaching make you care.
That was so beautiful, Jules. Thank you so much. I couldn't find the author of that. So right now, the author of that is unknown to me, to us, but I'll keep looking. Beloved community, our fellowship is able to have a building and a staff and be able to function because of your contributions. Thank you for believing in UUFF and investing in our future. The offering will be gratefully received, and you may drop in your yellow or white cards. Brenda.
Maddie Bentley is going to play an anthem for us.
Friends, Maddie's been studying with me for about 5 years, and this is acting as her recital.
Can't the future just wait? Can't the deadlines come fashionably late? I could push every goal back, take control back if they'd roll back at the rate at which time starts to fly. Never landing or standing by, never taking a break, never making me retry. We nickel and dime every quarter to two. Maybe it's time to let time pass through. I can't just rewrite if the future is bright. It doesn't shine with that end of the tunnel light, more like a deer in the headlights, sudden red lights or your deadlights as the anglerfish bite. It's not fair. The past is clear, but it's clear back there. What's ahead no one knows, but it's closing in, we swear. Still not in my prime, I have so much to do. But maybe it's time to let time pass through. I can't just rewrite decisions when life gets strange. Should I go with my gut on which door I should shut? I'm unsure. I keep exploring this ride, but what good is time without change? Move on, 'cause things never last. Just move on, 'cause it goes too fast and the past has passed. So move on, no one likes an ending. So what's with the attention we keep on giving them? Why are we still spending so much time dreading our lives instead of living them? Why do we try to divert the river when the water is what will deliver us where we need to go? We may never know why. Time is always in limited supply, but we'll live to regret it if we get it and we let it slip by. You can never rewind. Once you've lost it, it's hard to find. Take your journey in stride when your plans have been sidelined. Every hourly chime could begin something new. So maybe it's time to let time pass through. Not passing by, but passing through till the well runs dry. Just passing through.
Wow. You know, sitting back here, I couldn't see, and I thought that was Stephanie singing at first, and I'm even more impressed. Singing, playing, you have talent. So we enter now into the actual flower communion, and the first part of the flower communion is everyone is supposed to put a flower in our communal vase. Now, some of you did that. If you did not, you have a chance now to. We have some extra flowers at the back, and then Renee is holding the communal flower vase. If anyone wants to add one. We welcome you to do that. This is part of the ceremony, is that each of us adds something, and then we're each going to take something different than what we brought. We're trying this year, we've done this service before, but we're trying this year to be more faithful to the original intent, since it is the 100th anniversary, to go back to the roots, so to speak, of this, tradition, beautiful UU tradition. To create a beautiful bouquet of flowers. Okay. So the story of Flower Communion begins with a man named Norbert Fabian Čapek. That C, by the way, there's a little, it's called a caron over the C. It's very hard to find that on your keyboard, by the way. But it looks to us like C-A-P-E-K, but Čapek. He was born in 1870 in Bohemia, in Central Europe, a country that no longer exists as an independent country. As a boy, he wanted to join the priesthood in the Catholic Church, but soon became disillusioned. At age 18, he left the Catholic Church for the Baptist Church. And became, keep your comments, and became a fervent evangelist. But over time, Čapek's faith became more liberal. And as an editor of various religious journals, I guess today would be like a blog, would be the equivalent, he was quite outspoken in his criticisms of religion. His articles attracted unfavorable attention from not only the leaders of the Baptist Church, but from the government as well. And so in 1914, he and his wife and their 8 children fled to the United States. Now, his first wife was named Marie, and sadly she passed away in New York. He remarried a Czech immigrant, and this is her, and that's pronounced Maya, M-A-J-A, Maya. And they married, and he became the minister for a Baptist church in New York City that was mainly refugees like himself. But in 1919, he left the ministry for reasons he described as, quote, social, financial, national, political, personal. I cannot be a Baptist anymore. Even in compromise. The fire of new desires, new worlds is burning inside me. They soon discovered the Unitarian Church in Orange, New Jersey in 1921, drawn there by their children's enthusiasm for the religious education program. They became Unitarians. In 1921, they returned to what was now a new country created after World War I called Czechoslovakia. And they brought Unitarianism with them. Norbert and his family built a nationwide religious movement. Within 20 years, the Unitarian Church in Prague had 3,200 members, making it the largest Unitarian church in the world. He also helped establish 6 other Unitarian churches in Czechoslovakia, with a total of 8,000 members. Now, the early worship services, and I'm not sure they even called them worship services, but they consisted mainly of lectures. The minister wore no robe or vestments. The congregation dispensed with elaborate rituals, including singing of hymns, too churchy, ornate decoration, and formal prayers. Some members felt they had gone a little bit too far. And they wanted more of a spiritual dimension. They wanted a tradition. And in response to that, in June 1923, Chapek created what he called the flower celebration. Each member would bring a flower to the church where it was placed in a large central vase. And at the end of the service, each would take home a different flower. This symbolized the uniqueness of each individual and the coming together in communion to share this uniqueness. Well, this was a great success and became an annual tradition. So if you remember your history, in 1938, Germany annexed part of Czechoslovakia, the Sudetenland, and in the spring of 1939, they took over the rest of Czechoslovakia. At this point, his wife, Maya, decided to come to the United States to go on a lecture tour to raise awareness of what was happening in Czechoslovakia and to raise money for relief efforts. Her husband had the opportunity to leave too, and in fact, several people warned him he should get out, but he made the decision to stay. While she was in the United States, she introduced the flower celebration at a Unitarian congregation in Massachusetts. So that was how it got brought to the United States. Meanwhile, World War II broke out, and she was unable to return, and her husband unable to leave. So she had to stay in the U.S. through the duration of the war. She did not know what happened to her husband. She lost all contact, and it was only after the war ended that she found out that he and his daughter Zora had been arrested by the Gestapo on the 28th of March, 1941. They were accused of the crimes of listening to foreign broadcasts and distributing the content of BBC transmissions and high treason. And some of his sermons were cited as evidence of the latter charge. The court recommended leniency, but the Gestapo nonetheless sent Chapek to Dachau. And honestly, we don't have a record of exactly what happened, but he died not too long after that, at the age of 72. His daughter, who had also been arrested, Zora, was sentenced to hard labor, but she did survive the war. In his lifetime, Norbert Chapek wrote more than 90 hymns, often composing the music as well as the lyrics. Several became widely known, and his hymns are still sung today. 3 were included in I believe they're in our gray hymnal, as well as the reading we did earlier. But it is the flower communion that probably has remained his greatest legacy, celebrated annually in almost all congregations of the Unitarian Universalist Association. And today we reenact that on its centennial. So in the original, people were asked to bring a flower of their choice, either from their own gardens or, according to the article I read, from the roadside. I'm not sure that's legal today, but so hopefully our flowers were brought legally. It depends. Okay. Bring a flower and place it in the vase, signifying that we come and we join this place by our own free will, and we have joined with each other. The vase with all of the flowers symbolizing our united fellowship. In a moment, we will speak a blessing over these flowers, and then we'll each come to the vase and take a flower with us, different from the one we brought, signifying that as no 2 flowers are alike, no 2 people are alike. Each has a unique contribution to make. Together, we form a beautiful bouquet. It would not be the same without the unique addition of each flower. And thus it is with our church community. It would not be the same without each and every one of us. Renee? The video. So we have a video. This gentleman, boy, and I did not study his pronunciation. Samorsky. He is currently the minister of the Prague Unitarian Congregation. He's, in a way, you could say, the successor of Dr. Chopik. And we have this video of him speaking a blessing.
These words I offered as a meditation over the flowers before their distribution. In the name of what is holy, in the name of what is good, in the name of that which gives life, we have gathered here in this place today. We have been given life to live under the aspect of eternity. For that is the source of happiness, to work on ourselves and bring happiness into our lives, to be as valid as possible to others with whom we are connected by invisible relationships. You, the flowers, remind us of the wonderful simplicity of the natural order, and that we too are a part of it. You remind us of the beauty and harmony of diversity. You remind us that one can feel and perceive and live unity in diversity and diversity in unity. Let the spirit of creative life unite us as it reigns among us.
Friends, it is time for the receiving of the flowers. I know we are great in number today, and so the roadmap of how to move through our space is kind of important. Starting with the front rows and moving towards the back. You'll come up the center aisle. You'll take a flower out of the central vase, or any of the vases, really, and you'll return to your seat using the side aisles. Folks on the side, please proceed down the side and up the center. And dear ones on Facebook, please share flower emojis in the chat or type your favorite flower or the flower that's growing around you. Okay, all please come. Brenda, will you offer us some music? Beautiful, Brenda. Beautiful.
Let's see. You start. Okay.
This is a litany, and so after we speak these sentences, you will then say, "May our lives bloom like the flowers." Each of us is a flower with delicate beauty, uniquely our own. We may be like sunflowers, turning always towards the light.
May our lives bloom like the flowers. We may be like night-blooming jasmine, only displaying our fragrant petals when it is dark and we think no one can see. May our lives bloom like the flowers.
We may be hothouse flowers, far from our native lands, cautiously tended within a harsh and unfamiliar climate.
May our lives bloom like the flowers. We may be gray-headed like dandelions, eager to launch the new generation with the first strong gust of wind, past our own bright youth, but ready to pass our wisdom on in precious gossamer-carried seeds. May our lives bloom like the flowers.
Some of us sometimes spring up overnight and fade in the hot glare.
May our lives bloom like the flowers. Some of us, sometimes, are roses, slowly assembling petal after tightly wrapped petal and revealing our full glory only when everything is in place. May our lives bloom like the flowers.
And sometimes we are roadside weeds, loveliness bursting improbably from the dust and debris.
May our lives bloom like the flowers. May we offer our beauty with the simplicity of flowers, expecting no recognition, hoping for nothing, giving out of what we are, and knowing it is enough. May our lives bloom like the flowers.
Amen.
Amen.
So now our closing song, this is a crazy little song, and it is sung to the tune of Good King Wenceslas. Let's all rise and see how we do with the syllables in this. It's going to be fun. Yeah. Take your time. Spring has now unwrapped the flowers. Day is fast reviving. Life in all her growing powers towards the light is striving. Gone the iron touch of cold. Winter time and frost time. All they gathered to the ground. Now make up for lost time. All the world in coloring fills. Colors are enhancing. Flowers make merry on the hills. Set the meadows dancing. Earth puts on her dress of glee. All the flowers adorn her. Go we forth in charity, one and all beside her. Beautiful, good work. You may be seated. Mark will extinguish our chalice.
Thank you, Brenda. That was as lovely as a flower itself. And please join me in the words of the chalice closing. Peace.
Okay, friends. I would like to share one more flower with you. This is the flower of values that has been proposed for the new Article 2 in the UUA bylaws. Now, wait. I know sometimes as soon as I say the word bylaws, you glaze over. Hang with me on this because big changes are afoot. UUism is different from other mainstream denominations because we are a living tradition. What this means is that we don't make each other believe in hundreds and hundreds of year-old creeds. Our tradition and our governance evolves as we evolve. And we've evolved a lot since the 1980s. That's the last time Article 2 has changed. Article 2, friends, contains our principles and sources, the bones that connect us. UUA believes that most congregations will continue to use the principles and sources, but things are being reworded, redesigned, rethought through for our changing world and our living tradition. It's a big deal. You can find more about it by just Googling UUA Article 2 Study Commission. I also have 2 sets of the PDF printed out for anyone to look at that is interested. I want to keep those here at the fellowship for now, but you're very, very welcome to look over them. There is a timeline slide. The study commission was called to start this in 2020, and things have been moving right along, seeking input from congregations and members across the UUA. One of the most interesting notes I found was what everyone could agree on changing. We wanted more verbs. More verbs in the principles, more ways to do action, to do justice. So this is a big change, but I do see it truly as an evolution in our faith. Anyway, as you will see on the slide, it will find its final form this GA, and then will be voted on at next year's GA. There are 5 proposed sections to this new Article C. I'm just going to blaze through these. Just stay with me. The first section is the purposes, like before. The second section is the values and the covenant. Then the third is inspiration, which is where the sources were. The fourth section is inclusion, and the fifth is freedom of belief, because you know that's really important to UUs. Now, I mentioned that the second section contains our principles, where they were before. Remember the flower? Will you go back to the flower? It lives in this section. In the center is our chalice with love overlaid to show our core connection. And each of the petals represents a value of UUism: interdependence, pluralism, justice, transformation, generosity, and equity. And honestly, I'd really freaking love to go into detail with all of you right now and tell you everything about what they all are saying, but we'll keep the focus on flower communion for mostly today. But this is just a huge deal, and I just realized how big a deal it was. And I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner, but once I knew I had to tell you. And there is so much more to say about it. Look it up, check it out, ask questions. I have so many questions. But for now, my dear friends, know that you are loved by this community. Know that you are loved by the larger UU community. For 100 years, we've been showing love with flower communion, and I kind of think that this will be one of the traditions that continues even as we UUs change and evolve. As Brenda plays our postlude, let us mingle with each other and the flowers, go into the narthex for coffee and conversation, and we sure hope to see you here next week. Namaste.